All right, so if there's one thing we've learned, no matter where we go in North America to do trout fishing, it's wherever you find a bridge, there's gonna be fish, simply because when they go about stocking, they go right to a bridge that's an easy access point. They can dump them right off a bridge. So Mike is gonna come right over here and see if there's any fish hanging out in this area right here, right below the bridge. Right at the bridge, huh?
Right where we said they'd be.
Are you still there?
Yep. Got them.
Follow you down. And that's up here. Nice rainbow too.
Hey, buddy. The corner jaw.
Mike. Nice fish. Ooh, got him.
All right, got a real nice one here. Finally, the hand. Nice big rainbow here. Just about ready to go. Got him free drifting the Orange Deluxe. Just right down on the bottom with a couple squall. Real small split shot. And you can see the water's pretty fast and just getting down near the bottom. That Orange Deluxe, they can really, you know, it's real bright. They can see it coming from a long ways away, so they'll come up and grab it, no problem.
Keep reeling. I got you. Nice fish too. Real nice fish.
All right, let me cover with you today the two baits that I use primarily. So first one that I used was the chartreuse garlic balls of fire. This one right here is what I ended up doing most of my catches on early on. And you can probably smell the garlic through the camera on this stuff. That's how strong the garlic scent is on this thing. After that, it slowed down a little bit, switched over to yellow jackets. So I used the yellow jackets, and all I was doing, single egg hook, single float, and a couple of split shot is what I was primarily doing. And you'll end up seeing today, ended up catching a wild brown on this, which really surprised me.
Oh, it's a nice fish too. That's a brown trout. No way. It's a wild brown. Woo-hoo. Love it. Love it.
Got him. Got him. Nice colors on this rainbow. Here, look at that. There we go. There's another one. Oh, I got one already loose. One in the net.
Oh. Double. Get in there, buddy.
There we
Meet your
go.
friend.
Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from Tennessee's Gulf Fork of Big Creek. Most people have never even heard of this place. You know, we had a suggestion to come here because many anglers told us that it's one of the prettiest places to fish in Tennessee, and they have a good point. We're right next to the North Carolina border. We're right off I-40, you know, kind of between Knoxville and Asheville. Near Newport would be the nearest city you'd actually find on a map. This is some pretty remote country here. Now, it was interesting how today played out. We were driving up to where we thought we were supposed to fish, and we ran into the stocking truck. And I said, hey guys, we're with Pautzke. Can we film what you do? People want to see exactly how you stock these creeks. And the hatchery guy did explain to us that, you know, when we stock here, we also stock the Trail Fork of Big Creek and Gulf Fork, which is what we're on right now. They were heading over to Trail Fork when they left us, which is we focused on the lower section of the Gulf Fork. And to be honest, it was kind of sketchy to us. There was a lot of places that got stocked that were private property. The guys on the truck said, oh, don't worry. They don't mind if you fish here. To us, we kind of steered away from that. Unfortunately, there were a lot of no trespassing signs, a lot of private property signs, and they were stocking all these places. Sure enough, they were right alongside the road. And again, these hatchery truck guys told us they stock them all the time. So you're allowed to fish here. Well, there was way too many private property signs for us. Interestingly enough, when the hatchery truck stopped at the one place, there was a guy on a four-wheeler that basically drove out of his yard and said, hey, what, you guys didn't stock my creek today? And I said, what do you mean? The guy goes, oh, normally they come right down in my yard and stock in here. Well, there was a locked gate there. It was kind of interesting. We stayed clear of that. And what we did is we drove up a little bit further up the road to Martha Sundquist State Forest. We knew that they stock up here as well because that's where we were originally heading. And this is all public area. No trespassing signs. No private property signs. This was a great place to fish. As a matter of fact, it's one of our favorite places to fish in Tennessee because the scenery is incredible. The greenery was everywhere, the water was clear, and there were rainbows and browns everywhere. What was also interesting to us is we only fished about a 50-yard section because when we hit yard number 50, after you get into the state forest, there was a big sign on the tree that looked like it had been bolted there in the 60s. It said Special Regulations Area. I guess at one point there was a thriving population of wild trout there, and we were afraid to fish above that sign. Well, we later found out that those regulations expired a long time ago and nobody took the sign off. So if you get a chance and you want to come to Tennessee's Gulf Fork, hey, it's a great place to go. It's called the Gulf Fork of Big Creek. They stock mostly rainbows in here. We believe that's all we saw them do off the truck. However, we caught and released rainbows and some beautiful wild browns in this area. Now, this is a tributary to the French Broad River, which is a much larger system that most of you are very familiar with. Now, we didn't use a ton of different baits today. This was an egg bite, and this is East Tennessee where everybody knows eggs rule. We used 3 baits today. Mike focused on Orange Deluxe. You can see he caught some real nice rainbows. I tell you what, TWRA does a phenomenal job at growing quality fish here. It is awesome. Now, Joe focused on the chartreuse garlic eggs and the yellow jackets. It didn't matter which one of these eggs we put down there, they wanted Pautzke eggs. And we had a heck of a day. We were here about 3 or 4 hours, caught and released a bunch of fish up here, and we focused on that public water here in the state forest. If you come up here and do the same thing, you can have a heck of a day in East Tennessee catching stock trout that are beautiful, hard fighting, and lovely. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.